The most common question I get from beginner film photographers is, what kind of camera should I get? If you ask 10 people, you'll get 10 different answers. But as a simple man, I prefer to keep things simple. And I've tested thousands of film cameras over the years, so hopefully I've got a good bit of understanding on this. So what I'm going to do today is give you some ideas of film cameras you can use, whether you're a casual shooter, someone that's kind of in the middle, and someone who actually wants to really learn film photography and get really good at it. And I'm going to talk about the camera for the casual film shooter. You know, the kind of person who's off their nut at a deep house festival, or the one that likes going to their dad's second home in Spain. And what I'm talking about is a point and shoot camera. Point and shoot cameras do what they say on the tin. You put film in them, you point at something, you press shoot, and it takes the picture. You don't have to think about it. Two of the best options for this are the Olympus Mu 1 and the Olympus Mu 2.
Oh, but what is it?
The latest Olympus, the Mu.
Oh, the Mu.
Automatic everything, even a new kind of flash.
The Olympus Mu 2 has got an insane lens, which has got a really good focusing system. So you'll consistently and easily get your pictures in focus, which can be a common problem in film photography, especially in cheaper point and shoot cameras. Not only that, the pictures will be pretty sharp for a point and shoot camera just because the lens is really high quality. And not only is the lens sharp, it also goes down to f2.8. So if you're shooting in low light and you're not using a flash, then you tend to be able to shoot in lower light than a camera that's got a lens that only goes to f4.5. The Mu 1 is basically just the cheaper version of the Mu 2. It's the first version, and it's still a great option if you want to take those sweet, sweet film photos. So for those that want to take pretty good film photos but don't want to have to worry about learning how to use the camera or anything like that, those are your options. Those are great for casual shooting, travel, shooting, lifestyle, all of that sort of shit. And this leads me on to the kind of shooter that wants to experiment a bit with film and get a bit better without spending too much money. You know, you kind of want to learn a bit, you want to experiment a bit, but you don't have that rich dad money, you know. And I'd say an ideal option for this kind of film shooter is the Olympus Trip 35.
I enlarge them. You see, the trouble with these small cameras is the lens. No problem. There's a Seiko lens. They use it on the Olympus OM1, one of the best cameras in the world. Well, I suppose they're all right for you boys.
This is a kind of weird rangefinder camera that was made like in the 60s or so. It was a long time ago. I don't know exactly. And it's got a really good high quality lens on it, and you've got a little bit more control with the camera as well. The 40mm f2.8 lens can be really sharp as long as there's no internal fungus or anything like that in the lens, and you have a bit more control. You can control the focusing to some degree, and you can choose what kind of aperture you want to use. I actually shot it for a trip in Cornwall at one point, and I found it pretty fun. It's not my kind of camera because I like to have much more control than that, and I want to take like the highest quality photos that I can, but it's a great middle ground. It's like a camera where you can start to learn film photography concepts and have a bit more control. I'd say again, this is ideal for like travel photography and someone that wants to take maybe lifestyle kind of photos. You're not going to be able to take like super, super high quality photos with this camera, but it is good. It's good enough. You'll be able to get better quality photos than most point and shoots. It's still small. It's still compact and ideal for just like throwing in your bag. It'll take a bit of a beating. But yeah, it's a great stepping stone film camera to learn film photography on. And if you do want to learn film photography and be taking banging photos on the regular, then listen up. Back about 8 years ago when I first started shooting film, I literally had no clue what I was doing. I just picked up my brother's old film camera, got the cheapest film I could find, and just started shooting. All of my photos had light leaks, and it took me years and years to actually learn loads of really important stuff about film photography. And recently I realized how much I had learned and how much people would benefit from all of that stuff that I'd learned about film photography. And that's why I put it all together in a really easily accessible course. So you can go from a complete beginner, someone that knows nothing about film photography, to taking banging pictures on the regular and really understanding what you're doing. And the best thing is the first 100 people that use the code in my description will get 50% off. So if you want to do that and you want to learn more and get better at film photography and save time and money, then go ahead and take a look. So let's get back to it and let's talk about what kind of film camera you should get if you really want to learn and get better at film photography. And I'm going to give you a few, but basically what you need is a good SLR with a really nice prime lens. I'm going to suggest something like the Canon AE1 or the Pentax K1000 or maybe the Nikon FM. Now these are all really good, solid film cameras, but they all have great lenses that you can get with them. And if you've got great lenses, then you're going to get much better photos. The other great thing about these film cameras is that they can all be shot fully manual. So when you're learning film photography, if you're shooting fully manually, then it means you're going to understand and learn all of the concepts of photography, film photography, much more quickly, because you have to understand how that camera works and why things are being exposed the way they're being exposed. But that's not all. People have shot these cameras for years and years, and not just beginners. People that will stick with these kinds of cameras for a long time because they are really good, even though they're pretty affordable when it comes to photography in general. You know, if you were buying a new digital camera with the prime lens, then you'd probably be paying like $2,000 plus. Whereas for these kinds of cameras, you may be looking at maximum £200. I mean, personally, I used a Nikon FM for years and years, and all I had was a 50mm lens on it. I loved it. I took some of the best work that I've taken on that camera. So you really can get great photos with these kinds of cameras, and they will push you to learn more. So remember, you probably don't need super expensive gear. You just need a nice SLR with a good prime lens and a pocket full of dreams. So get on it, start shooting, get yourself a camera, take fun photos, enjoy it, have fun, learn. It's great. It's just such a fun process when you're first getting into it. It feels a bit more magical, and that's what it's all about. And of course, go ahead and sign up to my film photography course. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Thanks a bunch though, and go ahead, check out some of my other videos. I've got all kinds of videos, film photography videos, normal photography, concepts of photography. You know, just get on it.